I feel like I'd be spending $900 on something that's not as good as what I have in my hand right now. So I felt that I had to make a small disclaimer here because as I watched this video and edited this video from a week ago where I was going on a rant about how bad the Pixel 4 was, I realized that I didn't talk about actually how somewhat good the device is. Granted that I don't like a lot of things that Google has done here, the device itself is still very good. It's very comparable to, a 6 month old S10 or even a new Note. One of the things that I can give it is that it definitely does have an amazing camera. I honestly think that next year they will add the wide angle lens back or maybe on the back. Something like that. They should have never removed it off the front. The 90 hertz refresh rate is completely amazing. It makes it really, really buttery smooth from what I saw when I was at the Verizon store. The voice recording app is completely amazing. Any doctor should absolutely want that for taking notes or something like that. I hope that they bring that to the Pixel 3 so that I can still have that app because I really, really like the voice recording app. You can also get subtitles on the media, so as it's just playing a video, the phone will basically listen to the video and will give you subtitles along the bottom. Another great feature that I don't even think I've seen on another phone. But then that brings me back to the point of Google saying that like 4K isn't needed because most people watch videos in 1080p. Well, Google, I've never switched my setting to 1080p. I watch the video in whatever the person uploaded it with. So it basically depends on what content you're watching. Some YouTubers only upload in 1080p. I try to always upload in 4K. So that's where that could be kind of deceptive, I guess. I don't agree with that statement at all, though. I try to watch everything in 4K, ultra high definition, anytime that I can. But now we can, get back with the crappy facts, and we will go back to my video that I recorded last week. A few things that I did mention in that video, though, was that apparently on Verizon and T-Mobile there's going to be no rich text communication, which is the new Android communication that like Google's been really handling in a way, but to where you can see when somebody's messaging you back. Google's been trying to do this. It works great on my Pixel 3, but it's not on the Pixel 4. Makes absolutely no sense. The screen has absolutely no brightness, which kind of makes the display not look as good, but also at the same time, if you turn off the variable refresh rate, that also kind of drains your battery. So I don't know. And then lastly, it has terrible security. The face unlock can work when your eyes are closed, uh, which is just kind of crazy. Like, I know they weren't trying to completely copy Apple here, but to allow my phone to unlock when my eyes are closed is just wild. I just don't understand why that was not taken care of before they ever released it. I don't really get it. Let's get to the rest of my complaining about the Pixel 4 that I'll never buy. As I sit here and watch this Pixel 4 event, I'm honestly very sad. So I had to make a video about this, and it's literally this whole video is just going to be me talking about the new Pixel 4 XL. I actually don't have one yet. It doesn't come out for another like week, and I'm not one of those YouTubers who can get stuff early like that. I have so many questions and so many issues with the phone itself to the point that I believe Google possibly, most likely, just pushed me back 4 years to being a Samsung Note user. And the reason that I say that is just that the new phone does not have any of the features that I originally loved the Pixel 4. Not the 4, but the Pixel in general. I loved it. So first off, we can start off with the cameras. Now, yes, the new phone does have a telephoto camera on the back, so you can zoom in and you can get really clear video. They removed the second front-facing camera that was a wide-angle lens, which I completely loved. I can't count how many times I've used my Pixel 3 XL and been going to take a photo and I use the front camera and I slide it to get this wide-angle lens so that I can see more of what's around me and what's behind me. I completely love it. And even though that Google got rid of the notch that's on my phone here, and they have this whole top chin, they removed the second front-facing wide-angle camera for no real apparent reason. I mean, if you look at their video last year, they displayed it perfectly. They had a whole commercial that they had running for months talking about, look how great it is. You can zoom out and get all your friends in the photos. It was that great. It was perfect. Some of my other complaints is the power of the Pixels. This Pixel has 6 gigs of RAM, but when you compare that to the new Notes have like 12 gigs of RAM, meaning that they can hold more stuff in the background and they can do a lot more than Google's main flagship device, which is just kind of crazy. Also, the OnePlus 7T comes with an 855 Snapdragon Plus processor, which is, just a little faster than the 855, but why would Google, the creators of Android, not put the latest and greatest hardware into their phone? I just don't. I mean, there's literally a phone coming out that is $300 cheaper that has a better processor. Granted, it's not a Google phone, but it's $300 cheaper with a better processor. And it has a wide-angle lens. I'm not understanding this. One of my minor complaints is that they removed the fingerprint reader that's on the back of the phone. I am not a fan of Face Unlock. I have a lot of friends who have Apple iPhones and stuff like that, and they like their Face Unlock, but of course in dark areas it can't see you, and there's just all kinds of times that it just does not work. Compared to on my Pixel 3, I have my fingerprint, boom, touch my fingerprint, my phone unlocks, I'm good to go. It's perfect. Some of the other things that I almost hate to complain about, but feel that I should, is like Samsung came out with reverse wireless charging. Why is that not in the flagship Pixel phone? Should be there, especially considering that they're coming out with new Pixel Buds, which I believe have wireless charging capability. Don't quote me on that. I thought they do. I could be wrong. So that makes me really question just what Google is trying to accomplish here. They removed, granted, I haven't used the phone, so I don't know how good these radar sensors are that turn stuff on quicker and all that. But there's so many things that I just don't understand. Now, if I go and look at the Note, I get a bigger screen, I get the exact same processor, I get way more RAM. I don't have the first set of updates, and I don't get the updates as quick. But to be honest, I kind of don't care about that. Me personally, I didn't care about the notch. I felt the notch was fine. All the phones were having a notch. Just leave the notch, try to make the notches slimmer, whatever you got to do. But considering they took up the whole side of the phone, I don't understand why they got rid of that second camera. I don't understand why there's no micro SD support. For me, with all my vlogging I do, 64 gigs is not a lot of storage. And actually, if you look, they even removed the Google Photos unlimited storage on the Pixel 4 XL, which I have with my Pixel 3. I can record all I want. I can take as many photos as I want. They upload to the cloud. They're stored in original quality until I think 2022 or 2023. But they are completely removing that from the Pixel 4 because Google, like everyone else, wants you to be on a subscription service where they get $5, $10, $15 a month from you, exactly like Apple's been doing for years. My girlfriend got the new iPhone X, XS, whatever it was, a few months ago, and when she bought the phone, she kept getting this error message that her iCloud storage was full. And then once I looked at it, I found out that basically she has 5 gigs of free storage with iCloud, and it was full, so they wanted her to pay for more storage instead of just using the local storage on her phone. They didn't really give her an option to ignore the alert or say, I don't want any more storage, I just want to use the storage on my phone. It just consistently nagged her to pay them $5 or $10 a month until we finally just went in and cleared everything so that the storage was free. That's what I'm going to see happening with the Pixel 4 XL, which is not something that I want to deal with at all with all of the recording and photos and videos that I do. So besides the fact that they did not come out with a watch, I was dying for them to come out with a watch. I was hoping to see a Pixel Watch this year. They did come out with a new Nest Home Mini. That I am going to grab. I don't know about the Google Wi-Fi. I already have a Google Wi-Fi 3 pack at my house, so I don't necessarily need a new Google Wi-Fi pack, but I mean, I enjoy technology, so I kind of like it, but it's not something I need. So sadly, as much as it hurts me to say this, I think I'm gonna go back to the Notes. Um, I don't think I'm gonna switch yet. The Note 10 or whatever it was just came out in August. Um, and to be honest, my Pixel's great. I love this wide angle lens. I love the storage. This phone's smooth. I don't have any issues with it. So for the first time in 5 or 6 years, I think I'm not gonna upgrade my phone. It's weird saying that. Literally, I went from my HTC Evo to a Note 1 to a Note 2 to a Note 3 to a Note 4. And then after the 4, I switched over to the Pixel 2, to the Pixel 3, planned to jump to the Pixel 4, but they've just removed too much, I feel. They should have left that front facing camera. They should have left the Google Photos. I feel they should have put the higher end processor in there. There's just too much wrong with the phone for me to spend the money on it because I feel like I'd be spending $900 on something that's not as good as what I have in my hand right now. That's where I'm at with it, sadly. So I think that'll do it for today's video. I just had to make a video talking about this, mainly because I'm really kind of upset. I thought the Pixel line was the best line of phones, and I still don't disagree. It's just being a longtime Pixel user since the first generation, I feel that there's just so many changes on this that it's just not worth it for me. There's so many negatives to the Pixel 4 for a Pixel 3 owner that it's just not worth it. So I think I'm going to wait this one out. And whenever Samsung drops that Note 11 next year, that's when I'll get a new phone. So I'm going to have the same phone for 2 years. It's crazy. All right. Hope this video didn't bore you too much. A lot of you may have thought the same thing. If you did, leave your comments down below. I always reply when that I can. Of course, click that subscribe button down here to see what other videos we have coming up, because I am going to grab that new Nest Home Mini, maybe some other stuff. Just depends on what's going on. But I hope everyone has a good day. Give this video a like if you can as well, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces.